Yo, welcome back. Episode 3 of Facts and the King. I'm the Butter King.
And I am Dr. Facts.
And we've been getting a lot of user feedback from our first 2 episodes. And one thing that a couple different people asked me is, who the fuck is your producer? What's the story with him? Who's this guy that's just hopping on the mic? And so I thought we'd take a second and put the spotlight on young William Foshee. Fosh, why don't you introduce yourself again, just so everybody knows exactly who you are and what you bring to the table.
What's going on? I'm Foshee. I just graduated from UVA.
Wahoo wah.
Wahoo wah. I'm out in LA right now working for ESPN Radio and managing the quarterback of the pod, you could say, keeping these two in line.
And you have a lovely smile and a velvety voice. Someone also said that we kind of sound similar, Fosh, and I was low-key offended. So I'm gonna need
you
to,
shouldn't be offended. That makes you sound young. I keep you young.
Do not
That's a good point.
Similar at all.
But it makes me feel like I talk like a 22-year-old frat superstar, which I guess I'm okay with. I don't know. I'll take what I can get.
Well, you're a college grad now, so I mean, it fits.
Let's go. Clap it up for Beau. Finally, college graduate. That's a big deal, bro.
Thanks, boys.
So
my mom wants to throw me a grad party, so you guys are both invited.
Let's go. All three members of Facts and the King are officially college graduates, man. I'm glad I do not have to hear you complain about this anymore, bro.
Hey, you're going to hear me complain about plenty of other things, Facts. Don't you fucking worry, man.
What is your degree in?
Business management from the University of Wisconsin. That's why I'm rocking the hat with an emphasis on HR.
Go.
So if there's any sort of HR kind of issue that we're having in the podcast, come find me. We'll sit down. We'll have a long conversation about it. It'll be properly documented, run it up the right channels, and then you can go fuck yourself.
You're way too horny to lead HR, bro. You're way too horny of a guy to lead HR.
Hey, that's my first complaint. That's workplace harassment, Facts. That is one strike. That is one strike, brother. You better watch your mouth.
Strikes can't happen to me right now because I am in Montana. And so I'm immune to strikes when I'm out here because, bro, have you been out here before?
I was out. I visited Chris and his family, his beautiful, lovely family in Montana last summer. It was amazing. Right around this time. It's perfect. It's unbelievable.
This place is amazing. Amazing. Me and my girl, we are officially on our baby moon. This will be the last trip that Dr. Facts will be on for a little while traveling wise. And we decided to come to Montana. I visited Chris here 10 years ago, and this is before he got his own place here, and we stayed with his parents, and it left the biggest impression on me. And this is way before Dr. Facts using the chill and reel and fishing and camping and kayaking. I didn't do any of that shit before, and it still left an impression on me because I've never seen like a place like so beautiful. Like Flathead Lake is amazing, and the fact that the lake is formed from the water off the glaciers from the mountain, and it's fresh water. It's so refreshing, and it's one of these things that I don't think if I wasn't friends with Chris, I don't know like when else in my life I would have ever had a chance to be like, oh, I'm gonna go to Montana.
Hey, I'm a big lake guy, Facts. Flathead Lake is some of the best water. Like, it's so crisp and so clear, and there's something about like the acidity or something. It's crazy.
Dude, I've been in the water, and it's lake water. I'm able to get in the water and swim and open my eyes underwater and see everything, and your eyes aren't like affected by it. And I think that alone is crazy. And then the water just has this nice chilled temperature to it that every time you touch it and you get in, it's so refreshing. It feels amazing. And then it's not salt water. It's not like being at the beach. When you get out the water at the beach, like if you sit in the sun for too long, your skin's getting irritated. Like you have to go wash that salt off, and it's not the same case here. and it's just been amazing. Me and my girl, when we got here, we stayed one night right in downtown Polson at a nice, cozy Airbnb right on the water. And lucky for us, we just happened to be here while they're having their annual cherry festival. So
yeah, because they got all the orchards in the area, right? All the cherry orchards, like right around that area.
Yeah, Kristen, shout out to Big Howie and Diane Long, because their front yard, they have their own little orchard that me and my girl were picking and eating cherries off of, that were just amazing. Like, I'll never buy cherries like from the grocery store, and I feel like they're never gonna match up to the cherries I've had out here.
Hey, fresh fruit hits different, man. So how was the competition? How'd you do?
So we go to this festival, and lo and behold, they're having a cherry pit spitting competition. And you know me, Dr. Fax is all about competition. So I had to join. They had 3 categories, like a 5-year-old, like a 5 and under category, and then 6 to 13, and then 14 and up. And when I tell you, I totally underestimated everyone in this competition and how far people can possibly spit a cherry pit out of their mouth. Bro, this dude in front of me, like, he just did a motion with his head.
Like a wow.
But he did like a sound. It made a sound. It made like a distinct sound. And the guy was like, yeah, 32 feet. And I was like, wait, what? And the crazy thing about it is, this dude, when he went the 32 feet, he didn't even win. The next guy came up and hit it like 36 feet off the first. You get 2 tries. And I'm not going to lie, I was in like the 20, I think I like hit like 24 feet. But the record, I looked up, I did some research. The record is 90 something feet. Someone in the Guinness Book of World Record at one point, someone spit a cherry 90 something feet, which is absolutely absurd.
I think I could do well in that. I would take the little gap. You see the gap I got? I would just use that to pressurize it up and just like a cannon, bro, like a rifle. I think I could beat 24 feet fast. I don't know. We'll see.
No, and then at the festival, there was, bro, I don't want to get enemies on the show early, but if you guys are part of PETA, or you guys are really like PETA enthusiasts, I would turn this next part off, because this is the first time I've been around like real like fur and like animals, like a full animal being skinned, and some of them that they had were so dope, bro. I almost bought an Arctic foxtail, which was just like this white, but the feeling of it, bro,
soft.
Dude, like, I don't even know what to compare it to, because I've never felt like real fur on like a wild animal before. So it's amazing how soft some of this stuff were. Bro, they had a full bear robe, $1,200, bro. Like, I would look like, you would look like a legit bear in this thing, bro. It was
looking
crazy.
Like you look like Leo in The Revenant next pod. You're gonna come on with a fucking coonskin cap, a full bear robe, all fucking feeling yourself. That's a good look. So, hey, it sounds like Montana's been good to you. No complaints at all, you know?
I do have one tiny complaint. And this beautiful guest house that Chris so graciously let me and my girlfriend have our baby moon here. So I am so appreciative. But everything is beautiful, top notch, everything. This bathroom is amazing. The tile, the shower, and everything is great. Great towels. And then you go to take a shower and there's no washcloth. No washcloth.
A classic fax complaint. Use your hand, baby. Come on. You're Montana.
As many bars of soaps and body wash bottles as you want, but nothing to lather up with. But at the end of the day, it gave me an excuse to check out a Montana Walmart, which was top notch, which was amazing. I've been to 2 different dispensaries out here, which were both amazing. I had this strained apple fritter from this dispensary out here, and it was top notch. Everything is going well. I cannot complain. One more thing. I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but watch out. I am a deer whisperer. I fed chicken out of my bare hands to a deer. We bonded the other night. Me and this female deer in the backyard.
Called a doe.
We bonded. Doe. Tell me about this. The next morning, she told the whole hood about the chicken. There was 4 deer waiting at the porch the next morning with the one. I promise you. I have videos of it. It's so funny. And I'm not going to lie. Chris said if his wife finds out that I've been feeding them, she's going to flip because they're all over. But Montana is a blast.
You're on that Disney princess shit. All you got to do is pick up a little raccoon pelt to use as a washcloth, and you'll be good to go.
Oh my God. But Montana is amazing. And for any listeners that may be listening to the Green Light Pod, we've done a draft before, and I threw Montana in the overrated draft just to piss Chris off, like at the time of the show. And I totally take that back. This place is amazing, and I'm having a great time.
Well, I'm happy to hear you're having a good fucking time. In the real world, in the sporting world at least, we got fall camp, baby. And especially coming up, we have a lot of college football camp. We want to start to talk about some college football. Like I've said before, I'm up my cabin in northern Wisconsin. Where else would we start besides the Big Ten? Fosh, you want to give us a quick rundown of some of the teams that are looking to be powerful in the Big Ten this season?
Yeah, the Big Ten's looking pretty good this year. Obviously, it's going to be the last year that they're a 14-team conference. They're bringing in USC and UCLA with all of the conference realignment. But I'm interested to see who's catching your guys' eye in the Big Ten, your home conference, Beau. What's really got you torqued up this week?
All right, well, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a bit of a homer. I have to talk about the Wisconsin Badgers. A lot of exciting shit going on. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan of Paul Chryst, who is the head coach up until this upcoming season. And I love Coach Chryst. I was with him when I was in Wisconsin. He's an excellent coach, an unbelievable guy. So, there's a little bit of mixed feelings for me about Luke Fickell coming in, but I think everybody is incredibly excited about him. He's an unbelievable coach. He's had a lot of success. Offensively, it's kind of weird how, college football feels these days because there's so many people coming into programs, especially when you get a new staff. Players around the college football sphere see that as an opportunity to kind of shine in a new system and, get a fresh start. So, we've got some transfer portal players with Tanner Mordecai, who's expected to be the starting quarterback, should be a good vet. And then Nick Evers is another one. And then another offensive player from the transfer portal to be excited about at Wisconsin is wide receiver CJ Williams. So we'll see how those 3 kind of pan out. And then obviously stud homegrown running back Braylon Allen. Wisconsin is Wisconsin. We still have a really good O-line. Jack Nelson is going to be a really good offensive lineman for the Badgers, probably another high round pick. Hopefully we run the fuck out of the ball like we've done in the past. And we'll see if Fickell brings more juice to the passing game at Wisconsin. Defensively, lost some key players in Keanu Benton and Nate Herbig. They're both with the Steelers. So got some to replace there. Gio Paez is going to be the nose guard. I actually know him a little bit. He's a good player, big boy. And then obviously lost Jimmy Leonard as well, who's a really, really good coach. He actually went to Illinois with Brett Bielema, who's got some history at Wisconsin. I know him personally, but Mike Tressel's replacing him as a D coordinator. Overall, I think Wisconsin, will be good under Fickell. I'm excited to see how it all shakes out. And obviously I'm rooting for the Badgers, baby. Go Bucky.
So my team, I'm not going to lie. I haven't really followed the Big Ten like too much ever in my life. But if I had to pick a team solely because I grew up and I used to watch a lot of games on TV and it was in the area, I'm going with Rutgers. And on top of Rutgers, me picking Rutgers, one of the reasons, Greg Schiano, I think everyone as a player, if you ever played for him, you hear about him, you hear how like he's kind of off the wall, but
I've heard he's a hard ass. Facts. Is that what you're trying to say?
yes, like very hard. But at the same token, if you're a hard ass player, which like if you want to have a good team, you probably need a bunch of those. It probably works. And for whatever reason, Greg Schiano, since he's been at Rutgers, they haven't been that good, but they're always the team that they're beating unranked teams like late in the season. They're ruining teams like late push run. And I love that. And on top of that, one of my old Winnipeg Blue Bomber teammates, Jamal Westerman, he is now I think one of their assistant coaches. So shout out to him, and knowing what kind of guy he is, I'm hoping the best for Rutgers this year, and I'm hoping to see them knock a few teams off this year for sure.
But it's so fun to think about college football because, like, I don't know, like we've played a lot of football since then. So like harken back to your college days, like fresh out of high school, you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get as a freshman in college. It's funny to think about how far we've come. You know what I mean? Facts. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your freshman year at Virginia?
Bro, my first camp, for the fans out there, I did not redshirt. And the class that I came in at Virginia, I was the only person in my class to not redshirt. And one of the main reasons why was 3 weeks into camp, we had a full padded practice day where it was all revolved around hitting drills, a lot of inside run drills, and more importantly, the goal line period where everyone was live. Even the
live goal line!
Live goal line. And like, you know how that is. Everyone gets super hyped because it's really your only chance as like a D lineman, if they do decide to try to run a bootleg or something, that you can possibly in practice get the tackle or sack the quarterback. And high intensity, but I'm a freshman. We're doing goal line period. I'm playing right in the one technique and the offense runs a play, 2-yard line, TFL. First play, everyone gets hyped. But while we're getting hyped, our head coach at the time, Al Groh, he's pissed off at the offense because I just made this TFL on our starters. We've been on campus, 2 weeks?
Did you celebrate, Facts? Did you celebrate?
No, everyone got hyped.
Freshman? Yeah. You went crazy?
It wasn't celebration. It was more that, you know how it is. Everyone's on the pile, like in defense. You know, everyone jumps on top of you, and everyone's excited. So we run. They go in huddle, line up again, and they run the same play the opposite side. I get through the gap, make a tackle in the backfield from the opposite side play. Everyone goes crazy. So the offensive coaches start yelling at the offense, get in the huddle. And Al Groh, our head coach, goes, no, fuck that. Everyone line up right now. And he puts the ball down and he goes, I don't care if they know where we're going. He goes and he points in my gap. He goes, we're running the ball right here. And everyone lines up and they run the play again. And bro, I make the play again 3 times in a row.
The Dr. Facts special.
Yo, everyone on defense goes ape shit. And lo and behold, the next day, you know, when they put depth charts up, goal line. I go from being 4th string, like just new freshman coming in, and my name, I'm 3rd or 4th string on everything, but goal line. I'm starting goal line. And first game of the season against Pittsburgh, we end up using goal line 2 plays in that game. And guess who blew his red shirt in those 2 plays?
That's the only 2 plays you had all year?
No. It wasn't the only 2. No. But it forced me having to play and get ready. It wasn't like, hey, it wasn't the new rules where you can play so many games and still get a red shirt. Back then it was, if you get on the field and you play a meaningful play, your red shirt's done. And first game done because of goal line.
I love that. Welcome to college football, Dr. Facts. My welcome to college football is a little different. I'll never forget my freshman year at Wisconsin. We had some good fucking offensive and defensive linemen. You know, I was with JJ Watt, but we did pods. And for those of you that don't know, pods is like a serious thing. It's like run blocking schemes where there's a pod of offensive linemen. It's like half line. The way we did it was we had like center, guard, tackle, tight end. and then you would have an end, a tackle, and one linebacker.
Yes.
And it was like a big deal. And I remember lining up, it was Travis Frederick, first round pick, All-American. John Moffitt, All-American, third round pick. Gabe Carimi, first round pick, All-American, Outland Trophy winner. And I was a 3 technique, and we used to run the fuck out of the ball with like ISO and power at Wisconsin. And they ran a double right down my face, and I got rolled off the ball for like 7 yards and pancaked. And I got up and just was like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Like, this is how it's going to be. So, Dr. Fax, your welcome to college football, welcome to camp moment was very different than mine. Mine was a little bit of a rude awakening.
Oh, I'm not even gonna lie and give someone a chance to put it out there. I told you my good moment, my welcome to camp moment, which came 3 weeks before that, is me getting trucked off of a double team on a power by the previous Virginia State player of the state. So I was on the front page getting pancake, Bo.
Hey, you got one of these. Hey, deuce 5-4, deuce 5-4, ace. You know those fuckers are coming right down your face. All right, so this is something I've been excited talking about. Speaking of being physical, the Black Beast, Derrick Lewis. How fucking lit was that fight? First of all, Dr. Fax, the Black Beast, is there a better nickname in MMA? That's incredible.
Yo, he is the man. He gives guys like me, he gives big black guys like me, like the thought of being like, hey, maybe I can do MMA. But after seeing the shit that he can do to people, no way. Like, no way.
Fucking awesome. And how energetic that arena was. Dude, I like to think that his corner had like a really good fight plan. Like they had it all figured out, like thought out. And then the second, that bell starts, the Black Beast is like, fuck it, we ball, and just sprinted out with a flying knee. It was like, fuck it, this is what it is. And then after that, it was game over. That fight was so much fun to watch.
MMA just in general, like fighting just in general is like the oldest, like the best, like some of the best entertainment. And there's just the MMA, just all the different factions of fighting styles. And the fact that you can see a huge black man do a flying knee to try to take someone out is just amazing, just amazing. But at the same, I don't know how these guys do this. I say this all the time. Boxing is one thing, but when you do MMA, it's that variable that you have to worry about someone's knee or their foot. Like I think I can take a punch to the face when you know that someone's gonna throw a punch at you. You might have to take it, but the fact that at any moment this person could lift their foot up and just kick me in my mouth or knee me in my face or head is too much. It's too crazy to think about, and I applaud people who do MMA and that they do well, because football is one type of punishment, but that full body fighting, that mixed martial arts is crazy.
That's a different animal, man. And then his post-fight celebration was fucking crazy. The crowd was going crazy. He's hitting this. He's fucking humping the ground. And then what did you think of his comments after?
Suck it.
Yeah, exactly. A classic. But his comments after, I thought maybe you get a kick out of those. What did you think about that, Dr. Fags?
He took the time and took the mic to tell his wife to get ready, because when he got home, he was going to, quote, bust them guts. Which is so crazy. And just like, it's just an absurd term to use, but that just shows his personality. And it's almost, hey, if I win, I get to say what I want. But I think Derrick Lewis is amazing, and I'm glad that he's doing well, and hopefully he has a long career, because I don't know how long guys do MMA for, but I hope he does as well as he can for as long as he can, because he is a special person and a great entertainer.
Entertaining and fun to watch, and physical as fuck. Speaking of being physical as fuck, we got the second week of camp in the NFL. The pads are on.
It's
getting heated. We got reports of fighting out of Foshee. Why don't you tell us where all these fights are coming from?
We've had fights at the Browns camp, the Panthers camp, the Chiefs camp, I mean, it's the Lions camp. It's been an all-out brawl. I think that my favorite of all of them, though, was the Browns camp, where the defensive player basically just does a hit and run on one of the O linemen, goes up, pops him, and then is immediately high-stepping his way back across the line of scrimmage.
That was fucking hilarious.
I've done stuff like that before. My thing to piss old linemen off is if they have little hand towels that they're using to dry their hands, is take those hand towels. You take it,
snatch that swag right away.
Yeah, you take it from them, and then you put it on the back of your like as your towel, and it's something that's so annoying because in the moment they want to chase after you, but they have to go back to the huddle, so they can't. And that reminded me of that because it's just like you can chase after that dude for so long before everyone's like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, cut that shit out. And that's so funny. And it just shows that's the little things, believe it or not, though, for D linemen and for certain guys, that'll get you through camp. Camp is hard as shit. Yeah. And like those little battles or like, hey, I'm going to piss this guy off for some guys, that'll get you through a practice or a day in camp without going nuts, for real.
You got to fuck around a little bit. I don't know about you, Fax, but like the fights on the football field happen. A lot of people ask me about them because it's a part of the game, especially during camp, especially when you've been going against the same dudes over and over again.
And it's hot.
It's hot. You're sick of each other. You get tired of going up against the same guys. So the fights happen. And here's I put together a little pointer sheet, a little cheat sheet of things to do if you ever find yourself on a football field and kind of a little fight breaks out. The first one is always go with an open hand. All right. You see so many dudes who are swinging at people's helmets. Like, motherfucker, you have a giant, huge helmet on and you swing on a dude's helmet just instinctually, you're going to break your fucking fingers, man. So open hand, always go for like the old like wrestling ear slap. That's my number one. And along those same lines, go for the neck. Go for the neck and gut punches. All right. They got the helmet on. Go, one of these, like a little karate chop to the neck can inflict a lot of damage, or the gut punch is always, it's honestly kind of scummy, but what happens in these fights is everyone kind of crowds around you a little bit, and the coaches, they can't see this shit on tape, but you can throw these little jabs in the gut and get guys, and then people never really see. And then the other one is if you're getting bodied, I kind of think that this is a little bit of a pussy move, but it happens in every single fight you see. If you start to feel yourself as a D lineman, usually you're like fighting an offensive lineman. The rest of the O linemen are come dogpile your ass and just hem you up and get you caught up. If that happens, you got to go for the helmet. You just got to grab the helmet, the face mask, and just pull it down as hard as you can. You know what I mean? I feel like that was a go-to for you, Dr. Fax. What did I miss? I got a couple other good ones I want to make sure I hit, but what else you got?
The number one rule in any football fight is never take off your helmet. That's the number one.
Oh, never take off your helmet.
Like,
ever.
You never take off your helmet. And if you don't have your helmet on and you're trying to get involved in a fight, put that bitch on. Put it back on. Like,
and strap it up.
Because
strap it up.
Because just like you said, like for that guy who's going to be out there stupidly throwing closed fist punches at people with helmets or without, you don't want to get hit with a punch during camp, because the worst thing about it is after that 30 seconds of scuffle, no one cares. You're going right back to practice. So that's the worst thing. You don't want to have your eye feeling like it's about to swell up while you got inside run about to start.
Exactly.
Or one-on-one.
Line it up on the fucking line. And then the worst part is you're so exhausted too after these fights. Like you're tussling with these guys. You got like 5 or 6 dudes around you breathing on each other. And then you're like, oh, fuck, we still have 13 periods of practice left. Like we better get ready.
The third tip you gave about last case scenario, you grab the helmet and you just bring it to the ground. When I was at the Bears, we had a camp fight, and it wasn't really a fight. It was an innocent play that it was an accident by our draft pick at the time was Kyle Fuller. He's a cornerback or safety, whatever. And he was defending Martellus Bennett on maybe like a seam route. Martellus catches a pass, and Kyle, I think he was trying to intercept it, and they both went for the ball, but Kyle's hands somehow got caught in Martellus's face mask, and it was a nasty play, like where Martellus' neck kind of got jerked, and it wasn't on purpose. Bang, bang, fast play. After the play, Martellus gets up and he's angry, and Kyle Fuller is kind of doing the I don't want no problems. And like you said, Beau, he grabs Kyle Fuller's face mask and kind of like with his fist just punches the ground without letting go. And you watch our this kid just gets snatched to the ground. That caused a whole commotion. And then Brandon Marshall enters Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall starts screaming. And I think he said something to the extent like, "What the hell are you doing? We need him." And Martellus Bennett, like if you can see steam coming out of someone's head when he heard that, he goes, "We need him. We need me." and he was like, "You know what? Actually, Brandon, like why are you even talking? You want to fight? How about that? Let's fight. How about me and you fight?" Bro, it was the most, this is an open practice. I'll never forget it. Olivet Nazareth College for Bears camp, and that was a camp fight that I would never forget. And believe it or not, thinking about it now, yo, we're doing all these celebrity boxing matches. Hey, I know Marty B is probably in shape, and Brandon Marshall is in shape. That'll be a real good celebrity boxing match. I think that's a good like prelim for like a Jake Paul fight or like one of these YouTube bouts. Let's get it done. They probably still they probably don't give a hell about that. But that was a funny that day in camp. It was funny, but Martellus ended up getting maybe suspended for like a couple of days at camp after that. But
that's a vet move. Get some days off in camp.
Yeah, like who knows? I don't know if he was fined or not, because that's the only thing that would suck about that is just getting fined. But yeah, we all know camp fights happen.
It happens. It's actually kind of fun. NFL's elite drama. But to your last point, if he got fined or not, that was one of my other points that I didn't quite get to, is do not take it to the locker room, because that's when the fines get serious. Then you can get conduct detrimental. You can really get hit with fines in the meeting room or the locker room. And then my last little tip for everyone out there who's trying to fight during a camp practice, save it for the right moment. All right. Yes. Don't be one of those guys who's like doing the second or third fight of the day, because that's how you end up running gassers like the Browns. Do yourself a favor and all your teammates a favor and save it for a joint practice when you're practicing against another team. Start a fight with them so that you just have to end the joint practice and y'all can go into the locker room. You see that every single camp. All these joint practices always end in fights, and joint practices are coming up, I think, next week. So just keep your fucking eyes peeled for that. You might see a black beast flying knee from someone off the sidelines.
Hopefully none of these fights drive any of these guys into retirement, like we have been seeing quite a bit now by a lot younger guys. What do you think about this, Beau?
I know, I saw that. I mean, I here's the bottom line, and I know what you're referring to. I saw this tweet. It was like there was like 3 people that had retired suddenly. Sony Michel is one of them. I actually played with him in New England. And then there was a young fullback from the Saints, and I think another defensive lineman from the Saints as well, all under 28 years old. I'm not going to like dig too far into this facts. I think what it boils down to is football is fucking hard. And when you're a rookie and you're kind of looking at how camp is shaping up, you're looking at the roster, you're a fullback, like the dude from the Saints, which is you know, to be honest, a diminishing role in the NFL these days. You're kind of just like, what the fuck am I doing this for, man? Or if you're
do I really want to do this? Do I really want to do this for 5 to 10 years of my life? And after a season, every player knows after a season, you kind of evaluate your body and you see how your body feels. And a lot of people maybe don't realize, hey, like we talked about it, us going into camp, that's theoretically the best our bodies like felt, because we've been training it and doing everything we need to, but that is slowly diminished after 2 weeks in camp. And it's after a real
2 days in camp, brother.
Exactly. It's a real mental battle for you, for a lot of guys every single morning when you have to wake up at the crack ass of dawn and be like, do I want to go through this today? And for a lot of guys, you're doing that with the uncertainty if you're even going to make it to the finish line, and the finish line being the 53-man roster. And that's a lot for a guys mentally and physically to endure in a short period of time. So I'm actually somewhat surprised it doesn't happen more than it does. Like, you know what I mean?
I think there will be more. And, you know, all the vets always joke about walking in the locker room early one morning, be like, hey, today might be the day. I might fucking retire mid-practice, man. Pull a fucking Vontae Davis, retire fucking mid-game during a preseason game or something. You never fucking know when enough is enough, man.
Or like when I was on the Bears and Kaepernick's coming out party, we played against San Fran, and Aldon Smith and Justin Smith had 5 or 6 sacks on this one tackle on our teams on the Bears. I can't remember his name, so I'm not even going to try to say it. But I do remember that after that game, he retired. He called himself retiring. He had such a bad game. But the following, like Monday or Tuesday, the report was that he tried to get back into the facility, like with
he
his,
pulled a
with his
Costanza.
Yeah,
he pulled
like,
a George Costanza. Just showed up at the facility like nothing ever happened. That's fucking
like
amazing,
nothing
bro.
happened. Yeah, so it's definitely it's crazy to see the story, but us guys who've played, we know it's definitely a thought on everyone's mind more than a couple times a season for everyone. Like at any given moment, I feel like.
At the end of the day, football is fucking hard, man.
I love that.
Facts. We had you at one end of the day, so we're going to give it to you this week. Before we get that, thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit us up on socials at Facts and the King, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, the whole 9 yards.
OnlyFans.
Facts. One at the end of the day. We'll give it over to you.
At the end of the day, football is hard, guys. Love you guys. Appreciate it.
Yerp.